Okay, just to make sure we don't fuck this up again, where are you recording to? Recording in progress. You are recording to this computer, correct? That's correct. All right. I mean, you fucking better be. That's what I thought you were doing last time. And last time, you disrespected me. Settings, recording, location, desktop, yes. I hit recording to this computer and not to the cloud. Yeah. All right, we're probably good. And now I'm recording too early and nobody's here. What do I do? I just work on my impressions. Here's my impression of Keith. Fuck. That was a pretty good one. Here's my impression of Nate. Blur, blur, blur. That was pretty good. Who else do I have impressions of? I've got a pretty good Tanner. Tanner's impression is, hey, you like cottage cheese? Yep, nailed that. Nailed that out of the park. Got an impression of my wife. It goes something like this. Stop asking to see my tits. Nailed it too. Yep, nailed it. I'm pretty good at this. I hope you weren't listening too long because
I heard something about your tits.
Honk, honk. Honk, honk.
welcome to episode 616 of the Unpaid and Underrated podcast, the episode by crew for crew, the podcast for crew by crew, relentlessly mocked by crew, and intros horrendously messed up by crew. I am Big Joey, hailing from the Canadas. I'm joined by Big Keith.
Howdy, howdy, from the Rochesters.
From the Rochesters, the biggest state in the U.S., and the Jennelee.
Hello.
Hello. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Yes. So
it's a miracle.
It's like while my guitar gently weeps is the
Yes.
best way to remember that. Yeah. Nailed it. I'm so good at names. There's like two things I'm good at.
It's not words sometimes.
Hey, yeah, well, whatever. Shut up, I think, is what I'm looking for. You guys.
Generally, that's yeah, we hopefully Nate can throw it in at the end or something, but yeah, we had a little conversation of how to pronounce it, and I'm sure we'll go through it I'm sure I will pronounce it a couple different ways, but hopefully no one gets offended. I'll do my best.
Jennelee.
Yeah.
So guys drinking anything cool? Any sparkling waters, any beers, anything fun?
Just a gallon of Poland Springs.
I have poppies today.
Ooh,
Poppies?
what flavor?
It's the Alpine Blast, which I think is like Mountain
Trees.
Dew. Maybe. Yes,
Okay.
it's
They're like piney. Nice.
Yeah, very piney.
You got anything over there, Joey?
No.
Yeah,
I don't do
I've
anything. Yeah.
I've tapped out. It was like I went like 18 months and tried to have something new like regularly. Granted, there was a lot of repeats, but like I tried not to have like a repeat repetitively. Dude, it got expensive and it got tiresome, and it was just like I can't do it. We did appreciate it. I think we all had some crew donate some stuff to us or mail us some stuff. That was awesome, but like I can't go. I'm not going to drive all over the country and the state, as big as the state is. I'm sure I could find new drinks, but I don't have time for that. Like it's hard enough to get the show notes and get everything.
I think what
ready.
did me in was I started asking Morgan to pick stuff up for me, and she just started getting such
random shit.
Terrible.
Did you end up getting the at the kid's birthday party? Were you finally able to drink the one sparkling water that you were?
Oh yeah, I drank like 3 of them in the following 2 days too. Yeah, the root beer one.
Nice.
Of course I did. I was like, can I finally have one of these?
Nice.
Yeah.
I got the new merch drop. That's the first really. I feel bad sometimes. I don't get stuff from the drops, but I spent a decent amount of money this last time and got the home gym nerd shirt. I'm rocking that. Fits good. Happy with it.
Mine is stuck in Chicago, so it left Carol's stream.
Oh, nice.
Or as you pronounced it, Carol's stream.
Oh, so it's okay. So that was the bit. Okay, so it's a Carol stream, but it's funnier when it's Carol stream and it's or PP. But that's
No, no, it isn't. But usually once it hits Chicago, it just flies across the border and gets here. So hopefully I'll have that. I'm wearing a deadlift till I'm dead shirt that says "fuck this, I'm going to deadlift" because that was the kind of day I had.
Nice.
Generally, you got anything cool over there?
I just have the Massenomics gym one. I don't know if you guys have a name for this one.
Well, it's just the gym tee, yeah.
Gym tee
Yeah.
and is that the black one?
Yep.
I think they
Black.
have that in a few colors, but yeah, that's good stuff.
I think that was first launched as a crew exclusive, like gym members and crew only, if I recall correctly.
And is that one on like the OG cut? Like that's not the comfort color, right?
Yeah.
Not comfort colors. I don't
now
do those.
they have that on the Yeah, I'm still riding the line on them. Like they're great in the winter. Yeah, I can't wear them in the summer. I'm too
Nope, disagree.
And I'm too short to wear them comfortably with like the new shorts too. Like I can wear them in the gym, I guess, but like I don't know. It looks like I'm like wearing a dress because I'm.
Then that's why you got to tuck the back into the back of your shorts so everybody can see the reason you're posting on Instagram.
I do have a peach sometimes.
No, I love the comfort colors. I'll wear oversized shirts all day, every day. And you want to do some generic topic?
Yeah. So we had a couple YouTube videos. So Jake from Garage Gym Experiment, he had his big tour, and then Dr. Taddy Waffles, Big Dan, I believe it is, his drop today. I'm not super familiar with. I know I'm like mutuals and everything with him on social, but I don't think I've had a whole lot of interaction with Dr. Taddy Waffle, so that was kind of cool to see him on camera. And honestly, I don't think I knew what he looked like until I saw that video. So, and others, some pictures from that trip they took. So, both were enjoyable gym tours. A lot of tech talk, a lot of this, going to vultures and everything. I did like Taddy Waffles had a lot of cool shit tucked away in his gym, and he even had like a it was almost obsolete at that point because he had all the Vultras, but his initial lat pull down was like an old cable stack mounted like flush up against the wall with with a pulley going up the garage and then kind of back a little bit, and he used his Rogue, I think it's the Rogue Donkey, where it's like the GHR and a reverse hyper combo. So he was able to like basically sit in it and have the pads of that, hold his knees down, and just do lat pull downs with like completely zero space consumption, which is kind of cool. And he had a lot of little like neat niche touches like that. So I really enjoyed his gym specifically. And then Jake, I've been friends with Jake for years, so it's kind of cool to actually see his gym because usually I only see it like in the background of his podcast and like a little clips here and there. He doesn't love like being on camera and stuff. So it's actually seeing his space and have Tanner and Tommy kind of pull some stuff out of him was pretty cool. So I enjoyed both those videos. I don't know if anyone else had a chance to watch either of them at all, but
So after you explaining all of that, it tells me I don't think I actually have earned the home gym nerd shirt because all of that sounds like shit I don't care about. No offense. Like you're like the rogue elephant or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Donkey.
What's a lat pull down? Like I don't know any of this stuff. I lift the rock and I lift the barbell and that's where it ends for me. Sure. Quick thing. So I was at a farm the other day and I was messaging Cody about it. I put it in here. And wow. And there was barn swallows. And I got pretty excited because I've never really seen barn swallows up close, right? And dude, get over it. And
that's just so many. That's just funny.
No, there's only one joke you can make, and it's not funny. And so I messaged Cody, and I was like, I've never been this close to barn swallows. Like these things were coming at my face, and so I sent a picture to Cody.
Oh, hope Stephanie doesn't want to sleep.
I'm ruining my own story at this rate.
You're such a 12-year-old boy. Yes, I am. All right,
so I'm trying to make you laugh, and it's killing me.
I know. All right, so you're DMing Cody about birds.
So there was also a bunch of swans and something called an African goose, and all the swans and the African geese were going insane. And he goes, "Oh, did you pick them up on Merlin?" And I didn't. Like, I failed as a bird nerd to
Oh, you
pick
didn't.
up.
I was gonna. It didn't. So you didn't actually bring your phone
I
out.
didn't
You're
even.
saying.
I no. I was
Okay.
just so excited to see all these weird random
Gotcha.
birds. I didn't even think of the app. So I let Cody down. I let the
Now,
Merlin Bird app
does
down.
the Merlin thing? Is it kind of like? Does it have a little like Pokemon Go kind of feature where it actually tracks every bird you've seen
Yes.
and like you can kind of like the like
Well,
just
it because
level
it
up, if you will.
no, there's no leveling to it, but
Yeah, but you can just like you have a
if you're
collection of birds.
recording and it picks up a bird, it will ask you to confirm if you've seen that bird.
Okay.
And if you have, it adds it to your list,
Okay, so you at least have
right?
like a running tally of like
Yeah.
you've observed 100 birds versus like the guy that just started that's got two. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
So I was running, as I traveled across North America to go to South Dakota, like I was running it everywhere we went. But yeah, I missed the chance to pick up African geese. Like, yeah, I let you down, buddy.
What a loser!
Such
What
an
are you thinking?
idiot.
Yeah. Well, speaking
uh,
of idiots,
yeah, go
we
ahead.
got what's up with Nate, man? I don't know. I know you've been putting some posts up there or some polls up on the IG. I didn't actually see that until a little bit ago. It made me chuckle because it kind of made some of the DMs I saw make more sense after that. But yeah, Nate just likes to, I guess we'll just start calling him the voyeur. He's just looking at our polls and he's not, he's not swayed one way or another. And it's not like these are hard questions. It's not like you have to put much thought into it. It's just yes or no
He's just
or
looking at our
unpaid or
polls all day
underrated.
and every day.
I don't know why. I just
Yeah.
don't know why he won't. And it was funny because I had already added the comment before I noticed that you had a poll that he also ignored. So like it just made it double. Like what the fuck, Nate? So I don't know. Blur, blur, blur. I don't know what's going on, but he doesn't have time for us. I guess it's sad.
Tom won't let him out of the cage.
Yeah, maybe it is Tom. It's Tom that's not actually clicking the button. I guess I don't know. It's strange. We'll have to update that AI.
Think we're boring Jennilee here.
Probably. Well,
Yeah.
we're halfway done.
No, I'm good. I've got the Merlin too.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
buddy.
I can imagine
I
just with your what you have in stock at your house, you probably get 20
right,
different
exactly.
things
Right.
clicking and clacking on it. And then the debate is what's a like is everything with a wing a bird? Like is a duck like so it can't like is a duck a bird or is a duck a
So
Yes.
mammal?
usually,
I don't
like if
know.
my ducks are around when I'm trying to record, it will just say mallard.
Mm.
Okay,
Like
that
even
makes
if they're
sense.
not mallards, but
Okay,
I don't know how well it can differentiate those.
For the first little
gotcha.
while when we were running the app in the backyard, my little girl would go and squeak, and it would think there was like swans and stuff, but like they're not in this area. They would be like, "Oh, there's like a Texas swan in your," and we're like, "No, there isn't." But it was
That's
just my
funny.
little girl going,
Yeah, it's actually really funny. It's like, saying Siri but saying not saying Siri, but saying something Siri adjacent and your phone picking it up. But my phone got me with that yesterday. I don't remember what the hell I was saying, but it made Stephanie and I both kind of pause and laugh. So I had a good Facebook deal of the week there last week. I know Joey's all mad at me because I spent a little money without
"Mad
getting a
at you?
laptop
No,
yet.
disappointed yet."
Yeah, I know, I know. I mean, in this economy, it's hard to spend more than $250 though. And that's all I spent for like a $1,150 concept two rower. That's what it costs to get me to my
However,
house.
however you have to justify it to
Yeah,
yourself, that's fine.
the thing's in mint condition. I
So
when I
would your
bought
laptop be if you bought a new laptop?
it, a lot more. A lot more than $250. But I don't know. Like I'm still on the fence. I've done rowing like in a gym a couple times in my life, but I was like it was too good of a deal to pass up. And worst case, I can flip it for like triple my investment, basically. Uh, I'm gonna give it an honest go for a couple months, maybe. I need to watch some YouTube videos on it because a couple times I've used it, I can't go more than a couple minutes without like my whole body hurting because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and like my feet start to hurt because I'm not wearing the right shoes or I'm not doing the right rhythm. So I've asked for a couple feedback from people and gotten some gotten different feedback from a few different people. I just need to actually like take a half hour and watch a bunch of YouTube videos and actually teach myself how to row and what shoes to wear because at the moment I'm leaning towards getting rid of it, but I need to give it an honest go first. But I don't know. That was definitely a deal of the week for me.
Speaking of shoes, I was buying Orange some shoes yesterday, and I won't bury the lead here. Morgan finally got her license.
Dope. That's awesome.
Yeah, she
Good.
finally got her driver's license. She passed her first try. She actually passed the test. So
Nice.
congratulations
Congratulations,
to
Morgan.
to my wife Morgan. But we're buying shoes, and my daughter picks up these giant platform shoes, And I said, those are the opposite of what Daddy likes. Daddy likes his barefoot shoes. And there's some lady in the lineup. She goes, do you have those? Do you like those? I've been thinking of looking at them. And I just held up my leg and was like, I am wearing them right now. They are my 24/7 shoe. And she goes, well, where do I get them? And I said, barefoot.store. In fact, I can get you 10% off. And then she went, no, I got to be careful. I have bad knees. And I went, you're literally wearing flip-flops, lady.
Yeah.
These won't do anything those flip-flops aren't doing. But also, I'm not going to sell.
Not break your ankle when like you roll out of your flip-flop.
Yeah, I'm also not going to sell shoes to a lady in a shoe store that I don't work at. That didn't seem like a.
That would be funny.
Yeah, I did actually. I was really helpful to the guy, the one manager there. He went looking around for the for something. He came by and he says, "Has anybody seen a clipboard with some tickets on it?" And the girl behind that counter goes, I didn't know there was a clipboard with tickets on it. He goes, I know it's somewhere. And then I let him walk away, and then I stopped him. I went, if you can't find it, just look for that thing that looks like a clipboard with tickets on it. And he goes, thanks, man, big help. And I was like, hey, man, anything I can do to help.
I figured you were going to say that, or you told him to try someone else's hardest to find it.
I should. That one's mean. The other one's just useless.
So I will touch on the drop a little bit. So my shirt came. I got the home gym shirt. I got the Crispy Boy T-shirt because I wanted another not comfort color shirt that actually fits because I'm a lot of my shit's still like in the wrong size. So got another one of those for the summer. And then I did finally pull the trigger on the stall mat coasters, which I've been kind of. So like, do I tell you what? It's been like 2 or 3 days now, and they're still off gassing on the front porch just to like, because I brought them in the house, and I was just like, Stephanie's not going to allow these to be in the house because like I can tolerate it to an extent. I mean, it basically it was also a really hot day. Like it was like 85 degrees when they delivered, so the package was like molten lava when I opened it up. So like the shirts were just like all. They immediately went into the wash, but those I did have them on the end table because I was just gonna leave them there for the night just to see if she commented, and like I was just sitting like in the other room and I was like, man, I can smell those fuckers over here. So I was like, let's leave them outside for a few days, see what happens. I was gonna wash them, but I was afraid if I put too much effort and washed them, I'd start rubbing off the logo. So TBD where those are gonna end up. Probably in the garage for a while until, but I'm sure I'll put one in the basement somewhere. I don't know, but they were cool, and all the marketing and all the everyone else having one, I couldn't resist. But once I put my order in, I realized I forgot to buy the beer.
Oh no, you didn't buy the new drink spotter?
No, yeah, I completely
you're on the
forgot.
wrong side of history, man.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, I didn't did that. But then I wasn't gonna be like, I didn't want to be that guy that like says, hey Tanner, add this to my order and then return my shipping and blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, I'll get one in July. It'll be easy enough. So
yeah, I almost got them, and I was just started like thinking logistically, like doing a map of the house where I would put horse stall coasters.
Yeah.
As a person who traditionally does not enjoy using coasters at all. Like I'd rather use a cozy so I don't have to. Mm-hmm. So I just didn't pull the trigger on those. I'm down for silliness, but there's some silliness I have to draw the line at.
The only follow up I have is that he did hook me up with some good stickers. So I did I think it was the first 50 got the Home Gym Nerd shirt, and I was in on that, and then I got lucky enough and he threw a silly goose sticker at me, and then I think I got one of it was like the burning skull or like a flaming skull or something, and I realized I didn't have that one made into a magnet. I didn't see it in my stockpile of Massenomics stickers, so I think I actually got like 3 new to me stickers for the magnet wall. So I was pretty stoked about that.
I got the Arnold bathroom sticker.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you'll never get your hands on one of those.
You're gonna get 17 more in July.
I've got several. Yeah.
It's like I said, Tanner keeps trying to get rid of them, and they just keep showing up. He just can't unload those fast enough. There's like an alien in the back room that just keeps spitting those out every time he tries to get rid of them.
For sure.
All right, you want to rate last week's episode and then get into things?
Yeah, let's do it. So it was, they basically compared, a virtual coach.
Bye, Jennilee.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm here.
She didn't want to hear my,
There was a phone call coming in, but it's
like Massenomics. Fuck
okay,
that.
we're good.
I'm out.
Decline.
app coaching versus in-person coaching, or having a real coach versus using an app, basically. So, as someone, I've never really used the app. I've mostly been, either just doing, well, I mean, I guess I've run templates, if you will. And then I've worked with the same guy that's just written my programming for the last like 8 years, give or take. So, I'm kind of biased of like, I like having my in-person coach. I can see the benefits of, if you don't have someone you trust, kind of, and someone you have a good rapport with, to, it's like half the cost to do the Chad Wesley Smith app. So that's great. But, I'm pretty content with what I have. So I can't really be swayed one way or another on that one, other than what I already, feel with. The debates they were talking about with this was the episode where they talked about the squat. What's the upper body squat and deadlift, right? That was this episode, I believe. Yeah, because I listened to so much of the freaking one last night too. It's everything's blurry. So, really did enjoy that. I I think I had a lot of the same when they said what's the squat of the upper. I can't remember now.
The squat of the upper body is the dip.
Yeah, yeah. They were going with that. The one that I think because then they switched it around too. It's like, what's the bench press of the lower body? And like before they said it, I instantly was like leg press, and then they were like leg press. But then I think they ended up changing it to something else maybe. But
except bench is impressive.
yeah. And then I think it would have been from a few episodes ago when Tanner had mentioned the Bin Laden Netflix thing, and I finally did watch that. Well, Big Stephanie and I consumed that over the last couple nights. It's only like 3 or 4 hours. It's pretty consumable, and if you're anywhere like in that 30 to 40 age range, like you lived all of it, so it's kind of cool to relive all that. Uh, I can't rate it anything related to that though, so now I got to think of something witty. So
Oh no.
I'll go ahead and give it 5 out of 5 coaches. Because I can't go Bin Ladens or anything bad like that. 5 out of 5 9/11s.
Yeah,
No, I
we'll
can't.
leave-
I can't do that.
We'll leave those bad taste memes up to Nate.
Yeah, him and his fucking. He does have. Nate definitely has significant more time than me because he's not voting on anything.
Yep. Jennilee, did you want to vote?
Okay, I am going to give it 5 out of 5 handstand push-ups as squats of the upper body.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's a fair. I think that one did go through my brain too.
Yeah.
They didn't mention that. They did on the doctor, I think it was the Tatty Waffles video.
Okay.
He had so slightly adjacent related. He had a like a wooden part on his wall. He had like a piece of plywood basically on his wall for doing handstand push-ups, and he said he didn't use it anymore. And then it went back to the whole Tanner's ass going through Juji Mufu's drywall wall like over the summer or in the fall, or whatever, or the winter, whenever that was. And then like they did, like Tommy edited even like a slow-mo of his ass breaking the wall in the video. And I just thought it was great. It was great that they harkened back to that. I really did enjoy that.
It was really the whole episode, last half, it was the stupidest thing to even try to figure out. I mean,
Yep.
I couldn't believe how hard I was thinking about what these
Same.
and trying to
Yeah.
keep track of what I was thinking.
Yep. It was like 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, and I'm like, why am I'm putting so much energy into this, and it's like I'm not going to remember this tomorrow.
But the whole time I was waiting for someone to say pull up for the deadlift, and then Tommy finally said pull ups, and I was like the Leo DiCaprio
Oh yeah, it's a good name.
pointing. I was like, there it is.
Geez, you guys covered everything I would even consider talking about. I almost didn't find myself going through what is the blank of the blank. My brain just couldn't
It was
allow
hard.
myself to do it. But also, I think I was taking it seriously for a second. And I think the dumber I thought about it, the more I started. Like, the deadlift of the upper body is rack supported axle deadlift or overhead press. Sorry. Like, I just started really getting silly with it because ultimately it is a stupid thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and give this week's episode 5 out of 5 dips.
There you go.
Also, I don't do dips. I should.
I haven't done a dip since I was like 200 pounds, probably.
Well, then why don't I start dipping, and then when I dip, you dip, and then we dip.
I have done some very like, I mean, I don't have a dip stand now, but like we set up a very hokey 2 barbells on spotter arms like, and you just hope that they don't fucking roll. And you're just like, yeah,
I've seen
wasn't the most
people set up their trap bar in their rack
oh, that'd be
and try
worse.
and
I
do
feel like
dips
that would
that way.
even
And
roll
that's just,
more.
yeah, that's hard mode for sure,
Yeah,
right? Like, because now you're gonna roll.
because I think
And
we
then
at least
also
like
my trap bar, the handles spin. So now like
yeah,
you're quadruple gonna die.
like the one time I think we set up the maybe we did it twice, but we did we were using extra wrist straps and stuff to like anchor the bars like to the sides of the power rack so that at least they didn't move. But then it was like way wide as shit too, because it was
Mm.
like the depth of the power rack, if I recall. It was so long ago, but yeah. I think that Jennilee, did you see anything in general topics this week in Massenomics world lore? Anything you wanted to hit on before we moved on?
No, I think in the last year, I've probably done a little bit of all of those things, so I can get into it later.
Mm.
Between having the coach, not having the coach,
Oh yeah.
following a program and which one, and I'll just have to start at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. We'll definitely dive into that once we get the guest on the horn here in a little bit. But I guess if we got nothing else for general topics, we'll do you have a Massenomic sponsor read you want to hit the guest or hit the
Oh,
listeners with?
I do. Okay, but I have to say that I hope everyone has seen the movie Heavyweights.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
I'm going to go to the 90s so that everyone knows I'm over 40 now. So this is written from Tony Perkis Jr.
This will be good.
I hope everybody knows. All right. I'm Tony Perkis Jr., and I'm here to transform your flabby little podcast habits into lean, mean lifting machines. You see, I don't just Perkisize my body, I Perkisize my mind, and that's why I listen to Massenomics. Now I eat success for breakfast with skim milk. I'm not just going to give you the light, I'm going to show you the light. Who wants to be on TV? That's Tommy the cameraman, and Tommy's hair is woolly enough to be mistaken for a sheep. Every week, Tanner and Tommy dive into all things lifting, from home gym tours to a serious respect for horse stall mats. Because a solid foundation is the key to greatness. And you know what else is foundational? Tanner's cute little ponytail. It's the most underestimated strength accessory in the gym. Together, they are the leaders of the crew, a gaggle of geese flying in a perfect V toward getting strong and staying strong. Can you smell it? That's not just chicken bakes in the air. It's the scent of a fresh Massenomics limited drop because it's horse stall mat coasters. They sell out faster than Randy skips deadlift day. Lunch has been canceled due to lack of hustle, but don't worry, the crew never skips a meal of cottage cheese or a Monday episode. You know what else has been canceled? Your excuses, your soft little inner goose. So stop stuffing your face with weakness and start listening to Massenomics. Let me make something very clear. The Perkis system does not work with cheaters like Gabe. So ask yourself, are you ready to Perkisize your ears? Are you ready to buy that limited drop even though your drawer's already full? Are you ready to become the most jacked goose in the flock? Then click play. Join Massenomics crew because the pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of missing the pre-show.
Wow, there was like 78 freaking
inside jokes.
Easter eggs there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was meant. Well done. Well done,
Love it.
Jennilee.
Let's get our guest on the horn. I think I
Yep.
can. All right. Jennilee, is that you?
Yes, I am here.
Hey, welcome. You're live on Unpaid and Underrated. We're going to get right into it. We don't want to miss any gold. We don't want to miss any fun. We just had a little conversation with some other crew members, and now you're here. I want to ask the first question because normally what we ask is, how did you find Massenomics? And
Okay.
I think the question I want to ask you is, how did you found Massenomics?
Yes. So the butterfly effect is crazy because what if I never quit my job? No. Okay. Everyone take a shot from here forward if you hear me say Grayson. So really that will probably be the main thing that brought me here. And also they're all in town with me, right? So I've kind of always known about everything and everyone. But Grayson's always been lifting there and started participating in the events, and we always wanted to go watch him. So we started watching way back. I don't know the years when they first did the strongman event in the tent at the Brown County
like
Fair.
2017, I think.
17,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we, in 2016, started our home gym. And it was kind of just like, well, we need these banners. We have to get these banners. So I think they were kind of already speaking to the home gym community before they even really realized how much they were a little bit. But so we started buying banners probably in 2017. And we had just kind of been spectating everything all the way up until this one here. So first the dusty tent at the fair, where we kind of were peeking over everyone and trying to see. And then the second one was a little bigger and more spread out, and we had, bleachers and stuff. But yeah, I guess really I would have to say Grayson.
Do you mind sharing the story for people that might not know about the butterfly effect on how?
Oh, right.
How you, like I said, you founded Massenomics in some roundabout way.
Let's see if I can get this right. I think Tommy had applied for a job where I was working, and he never got a call. And he was like, okay, I didn't get it, whatever. And then right around the same time, I was kind of getting ready to leave. So I quit. And so I think even a friend of his was like, let's just move. Let's go. And he's like, yeah, I'll move. I don't care. I didn't get the job. Let's go. Then they called him, and that's the only thing that, kept him in Aberdeen was taking my position.
And then he was telling the story about how everybody kept talking about you. And then you joined crew, and he was just like, there's no way there's two Jennelees in Aberdeen. And yeah, so you quitting your job is what kept Tommy in Aberdeen.
Yes.
And
Massenomics never would have been started, right?
Correct. So
well, it'd still be Tanner doing
thank you for
protein,
quitting your job.
Powder reviews and showing holding up bananas.
Yeah. So this is just a lesson and a message. If you're thinking of quitting your job, do it. You never know what comes of it. That's not a good message. Don't listen.
Yeah, no.
It might not be.
It might not be, but
if you have a family, like
quit your job.
Something else
your job
lined
sucks.
up, or have a partner that is a breadwinner. Like, do smart decisions.
Go ahead, Keith.
Big Jennilee, where would people find you at over there on the Instagrams?
Don't go off Keith's spelling, but Jennilee.Phillips.
I swear I copied that off of somewhere, because like even I the font was even different in the show notes or in my spreadsheet. So I was like, I knew I copied it from somewhere. So either I typed it wrong and copied it wrong from somewhere, but like I got it from somewhere. I have so many fucking spreadsheets between rosters and crew this and upcoming guests that so I don't know, but yeah.
2 N's, 1 L, 2 E's?
Yes.
Holy shit, I got it right. Hey, there's my balloons.
He just read it off the screen, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I was typing it earlier to save it to the hard drive, and I was like, gosh, I hope this is right.
It doesn't even faze me anymore. Nobody gets my name right. Yeah, spelling or pronouncing.
Sorry about that. No, blame your parents.
Yep.
I relate a little bit on that.
No, you don't, David.
Yeah, I do. I literally had that conversation yesterday. I had a new doctor visit yesterday, and it was the whole like, oh, you're not David? And I'm like, no, I'm David, but I go by Keith. He's like, oh, why? I was like, well, fuck you. I'll tell you. Told the story too many goddamn times in my life.
Let me tell you about the Massenomics Discord.
All right. Yeah, so go follow her on Instagram if you're not already. Check out all her strongman journey that's going on now, and all the chickens and the kids and the farm and all that good stuff. So Aberdeen native, or just where you're at now?
Yep.
Born and raised. Live anywhere else, or literally always kind of in that general area?
Just here. Yep.
Man,
that's exciting. I know.
For how many? 40 plus, or 40 even?
in
Nice.
my 41st year. I'm 40.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I will be, when this hits, there'll be 3 40-year-olds on the podcast, but I'm still 39. I'm 39 and fucking 348,
Jesus.
350 somethings. Like,
It's 361, Keith.
yeah, I know. I was tired. I'm busy and tired. The math. Well, I
Math
mean,
is
Oh,
hard.
we're not big math.
It's been a step. God damn it! I was getting ready to say that, you cocksucker. Yes. I'm not as quick as I used to be some days. All right. So you're Aberdeen native. You've been around a good while there for as far as having Massenomics in your eyesight there. Is there one piece of merch or anything that you're just like, man, I wish I had got that while it was still available and anything like that?
Yeah, it's definitely the camo hat.
Yes, I
I
have
think
that.
is it like in orange print maybe
Mhm.
too? So
Yep.
yeah, I almost got that and then I didn't, and
Can I
that
tell
would
you?
be the one.
I'll just make you a little more jealous. I took my kid to soccer, and I was in a horrible mood. I did not want to take my kid to soccer and deal with other parents. And can I tell you that when I wear that hat, I am the least approachable person in any crowd because look at me. Like just covered in tattoos, long beard, and then I put the camo hat on. Oh man, it was awesome. Nobody talked to me, nobody approached me. This family set up their stuff nearby, and I just had to give them like this really like glance, and they started like moving their stuff a little bit. Like it was really funny. Oh yeah, that hat is dope for when, for that scenario. Also, like you would wear it for hunting and stuff, I guess. Like you would
Sure.
have
Yeah,
practical
I guess.
uses, I guess. But meanwhile, here I am just like, no, this hat makes me perfectly unapproachable in public, and I can't put a value on that. Do you have a Hall of Fame status,
I do.
including today?
If I include today and
Well,
if
yeah.
I include competing,
Mm.
I would have 8,
Very
You'll have 8
good.
by July then. Okay.
which I think is half. Is there 16 on there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
pretty
12.
more than I thought.
Hey, anything above one is amazing.
Halfway there.
I say that every episode. Anything above one is amazing.
Yeah. So you had mentioned sorry, so to go back to more of your origin story as far as Massenomics Gym specifically, I know I see you train in there sometimes on and off. Is that just to get the strongman stuff, or have you always been a member? Are you currently a member? What's your
I
what's your
just
status?
joined. Yeah, I have not always been.
Okay.
Let's see how far back I should start. So when I signed up for the strongman, I'll say, maybe 2 weeks before, I said I'm going to reach out to Megan Stone.
Yep.
And I'm going to ask her to help me, coach me, and that was like my end all be all. Like if she says she'll help me, I'll sign up. And she did. And when she found out, what I was trying to train for, she's like, this is where you're going to need to go. So you need to ask, you need to ask Tanner if you can. And there's a lot of things I didn't have at the time, and I still don't have a lot of things. So it was just the right place to use that equipment.
Nice. Cool. So it's been a nice little addition to the home gym. How is that though? Because have you ever been a commercial gym person, or have you literally always?
Never.
Okay,
That
so
couldn't have
you've
been.
always had the privacy of the home gym aspect. So, but I mean, Massenomics Gym is about as close as you can get to a home gym that's public, kind of from my experience.
Yes,
just seeing it.
So far out of my comfort zone to leave my garage. I was definitely starstruck when I went in there for the first time. But everybody there is big and strong. So it's also like, it can be a little overwhelming, But then I decided if I'm going to, go to the competition and get in front of people and lift, I need to go get in front of people and lift. So
yeah, no, that tracks.
Trying to go there more often just for that.
Everybody there is big and strong, but they have a vested interest in you also getting big and strong. Right?
It is just the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never had a bad day in there for sure.
Well, that's awesome.
I've only been 3 times and I can say the same thing. That's where I learned, that's where I did my first log press, right? My first Atlas stone was actually taught to me by Megan as well. Right? So Yeah, can confirm that place is awesome. Are you certified?
Yes.
Yes. What's the home gym name?
I think, well, we're going by the Roost, but I think our certification might say like Phillips Gym or something.
I like the Roost. That's actually
That's
that's
a good
witty.
one.
I do like a good wit and pun invested into the into the home gym name. That's I very much appreciate those. So we'll have to explain to the Davids later on why the Roost is relevant, but we'll let them mull that over until we get to it. So when you had to, I sent you the questionnaire there a while ago, and you'd send it out to some family and friends. Massenomics is hard enough to explain, and then us being a subsect of Massenomics, how'd that conversation go when you sent that link to your family and friends?
I didn't say anything. I just sent it. I
Like you
said
weren't even
nothing.
like, please fill this out. It was just that and no
No,
text
what I
whatsoever.
sent, like when I sent it to my sister, I think I just said, I'm probably going to regret sending these to you. And I'm sure that's true. But
No,
yeah, no, I just assumed people could read. I mean, you have instructions on there, right? So
yeah, but a lot of
generally,
you give the human culture in like you give people way too much credit to think that people can, I mean, follow instructions and direction and requests. So, that's good stuff. So I have a game we like to play. It's called Least Fun, Most Fun. So I'm going to give you one specific topic, and you can talk on it for as little or as long as you want. But at the end of the day, I want you to tell me basically the least fun specific thing about it and the most fun thing specific about it. So looking for two separate answers for one individual topic. So I threw a couple up here I was going to pick from. We're going to get into all of them at some point, but let's go with farm life.
okay. Winter is the least fun. Um, especially with water. Most fun.
Keeping it from not freezing, basically, or
Yeah.
because
You have to,
you have to have like electric like heater things and all the barrels and all that.
right. And plus you have to go outside. I mean, there's not the
Well, yeah,
option to like not go outside. You have to because the animals need the food and water, right?
and that's 365 days, not the
Right.
350 something I mentioned earlier.
And the most fun is, of course, going to be just getting those eggs, having those fresh eggs every day.
Now, do you guys sell a bunch of those or anything, or is it solely for like the Phillips breakfast table?
I don't sell them, no.
How many eggs do you get a day on
Oh
average?
gosh.
Because my coworker, she's got 20 something chickens. And she
20.
can't give them away fast enough. Like
Really?
I still have a bunch on my cabinet. The nice thing about fresh eggs and not store eggs is they are dry storage and they last a lot longer, right? Because they're not washed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still sitting on some nice blue and pink ones from the last batch she gave me. What are you getting there?
I suppose right in this nice spring summer, we can probably get a dozen a day.
Jeez.
But my husband would eat like 6 in one morning, because that's that S tier protein, right?
Correct.
And then
yeah,
the kids will all eat a couple.
Slightly above bagels somehow.
So between, once all of us do that, there's not a lot left.
Good. That's the best way to get eggs. Other game we like to ask everybody that I kind of started a couple weeks ago. You're about to go out and do a big heavy lift. Okay. You can pick any lift. Doesn't matter what it is. Who's the one person you would want to be your height person for that one big lift?
Okay. At home, it's my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. And he will. Anytime it looks like I'm about to go be just a little bitch, he'll start screaming at me. At Massenomics, it's definitely Megan.
Megan would be a good height person.
Yeah. So I picked 2, I guess.
No, that's fine. That you are allowed your druthers on every question we ask you.
Indeed.
Okay. Chad wants to know, so this is from the Instagrams. Why are your chickens such assholes?
It's because they think they have babies. So they're broody. Right. So they're trying to peck my hand off because I'm stealing their children.
Brooding chickens are assholes.
Yes.
That is correct. All right. I don't understand this question. How many chickens will you bring to the Ramkota?
How many do you want?
Zero, probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
I won't be there, so at least 6.
Okay. They will be roosters.
Oh no. How are your
They
roosters? My I was just telling you about my coworker. Her rooster just attacked her. She had to manually put it down.
they don't attack me. They're just really mean to the hens.
Yeah.
So
So you have the perfect opportunity to do a live in-person horse cock with your literal horse and your literal rooster cock, like and like did that as a meme picture somehow. Like
yes, I have
that
thought
could take
about
some.
this.
Nice, great minds think alike. I love it. I love it. That is good. Yeah, because they're all about that horse cocking. Like I've never heard that. Literally, I don't think I've ever heard that phrase until the Juju thing, and then there was a boot. I don't know. It seemed like it all came after that or leading up to that. So that was a new one for me for sure. Um, so as far as your fitness journey goes, obviously you said you started lifting. You started the home gym in 2015. You didn't go to a commercial gym, so that was probably your first experience with barbells. Like, what
Yep.
kind of training were you doing? Have you been consistent with it on and off? Like, what's
Fairly consistent. Yeah. The thing is, when I started, everything was on my own, and I just did a whole lot of the like high intensity hit, the CrossFit style stuff.
Mhm.
So I was just like, I gotta go get this wad in every day, and die on the floor. And I did that for a really long time. And then I finally was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I would say for the year leading up to signing up, I did Meg Gallagher's app.
Mhm.
That's like Meg squats.
Yep, I'm familiar.
So it's called Stronger by the Day. I really liked that. I was able to kind of move things up a lot within that last year. And then, like I said, when I signed up, I contacted Megan, and I think I did like 2 months with her. You could almost call it like a strong man starting, I guess. But
Mhm.
also, she just taught me so much stuff I didn't know from being on my own. Um, I didn't know how to breathe or brace or, just it was I so useful. I really needed that.
That's awesome.
And then when I left there, I started the Juggernaut Strongman, um, which those are 12 weeks. So I did 2 of those. And then I was like telling Jake that I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work, because you couldn't like go in there and enter a meet the way you can with like Juggernaut
Oh,
powerlifting.
okay.
Mhm.
It says it's
So
12
it's
weeks or
just
nothing,
12
so you can't
weeks.
just
Yeah.
like auto have it do like a 5 week prep or something. So yeah, that's kind of useless for your instance of not
Yeah.
having the timeline being right. So
So I told him this is going to be off. I don't know what to do, or what do I do with this weird set of weeks in the middle? And he's like, I think I'm going to see how many people want me to write something that's kind of specific to this competition. And I was like, yeah, I would just totally go for that. And then I think quite a few people went for it. And so
yeah,
that's what
that,
I'm doing now is Jake. So I've kind of done
that's
a
awesome.
little bit of everything over the last year between coaching and Juggernaut and apps and bot program. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I see a lot of the guys doing Jake's program together, and like you see a lot of the same type of training that you know, like the just it's been kind of cool to see that on the old Instagram stories.
The Juggernaut one, I think the reason it doesn't let you schedule a meet is because there's no reason to peak, right? There's no reason to that level of thing. It's just maintain your consistency and your rep style. I know that in the past I've kind of shit on the Juggernaut Strongman, but I think that I've recently become to love it. I'm in probably the best shape I've been in even while I was doing Juggernaut powerlifting. So I
Nice.
definitely have some attestment to it. Also want to point out, Meg Squats is a supporting member.
And it's facts.
Nice.
Not in the top 10, but
No, one of those hidden supporting members that
she's
doesn't
in
come
there
into
somewhere.
Discord yet.
Yep. Good stuff.
You have a sacred Massenomics cowbell somewhere.
I do. That was from the
Mhm.
second strongman
What color?
event,
What
right?
color? Yeah. Was their color
I have
coordinated or were they all the same?
red.
Hmm.
I have red. I don't know.
I'd
If
assume they're all red, but I'd be
I
surprised
wasn't
if
there
they
blue. No, there's
Yeah.
red and blue.
Yeah.
was
They
there.
did the team
Okay.
red and blue
Oh,
that
because it was from
year.
that specifically. Okay, okay,
They
okay.
had teams, yeah.
Yeah, that was the middle year. I remember it was the last year. Definitely, it wasn't the first one. It was either the middle or the last. They did the teams.
It was
I
big,
rewatched all of.
big back catalog guy over here.
Yeah, I watched them all at some point. That's pretty cool. No, because I remember I posted like a clip or something from that, and you were like, "That's my kids from
Yeah.
like like 8 years ago or something," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's me ringing the damn bell." So I threw that in there because I just thought that was a little funny tidbit. So do you have any so as a client of Jake's, what's the mystery event? What are we doing? What's the mystery event, Carrie? What,
Hmm.
some kind of death cross front Zerker Carrie bullshit. I know that's
I would love to know. And I
that,
think I
right?
just want to take this time to say that when we all voted, I did not vote for mystery.
I
Hmm.
don't know anybody that would.
He put it in the Discord for do you want to know or do you love secrets? And I
Secret's the
said,
worst.
everybody voted for secrets. And I said, I want to know. So I just want to tell everyone that.
I'll have to go. I'll have to go look to see if that's still like archived in there. I want to see if I voted or not, or if I saw that. I couldn't imagine I would have voted for
No,
a mystery or a secret. I freaking hate both of those.
I won't complain too much, but as a part-time strongman, it's
Well,
definitely
especially
harder.
because you don't have the the 5 years experience or whatever of doing all these random things that you would be able to
Right.
just pick it up and literally pick it up in a minute because you've already done you have this historical experience with all these different implements and stuff. So I don't know, it should be fun though. The whole event is just going to be a blast. I'm excited. I'm loving that it's going to be in the hotel. Get a little AC going. I can already feel how comfortable it's going to be. All that. Did you make it out to the both previous lift hards just to watch
Yes.
Grayson
Yep.
and cheer on the homies? Okay, that's cool.
Yep. I've been watching all of you for years.
Somebody's watching you. So as far as you mentioned, so what have you guys added to the home gym specifically for strongman in the last 6 months?
Oh, quite a few. Sandbags.
Nice.
Lots of sandbags. So a 100, a 132 and a half, and a 150, and then a
Nice.
keg, which I decided to fill to 125 because that's what our ladies carries are.
I
Our
say yeah, it's a good guess then, because
We don't know what they are, but
well, it'll at least get you familiar with picking something up in
if
front of you and walking with it.
well, and then what else? The axle bar, of course, and then the handles.
Nice farmers carries.
I think that's everything besides all the things that I had to buy that I've never had in my life. So the belt, the sleeves, the figure eights, uh, shoes, wrist
Did
straps.
do you got any special squat shoes from anybody?
Okay, so
Did those not? They didn't fit
no.
her, so if they don't fit you, don't feel bad. Like it
Here's the
was.
thing. I was like, I've never used squat shoes in my life. And I was really scared to buy any ever because I thought I'm going to hate them. So they're like over $200. I'm like, here's an opportunity to try them. And I was like, that feels really good. Immediately when I do a bodyweight squat, I was like, that feels amazing. So I used them a couple times and I was like, yep, I can buy them now.
Nice.
So then I did go buy the pair that I want after you sent me the
All good.
matching pair.
Nice. Not a
Thankfully,
worries.
2 squat shoes, not mixed.
I see what you did there. That took me a second. That
No
was
shaboot.
wow. You've got a very dry sense of humor. That took me a second. I like it. That was
I
good
love
delivery. I can't make a joke without laughing when I do it, so it's like it was well done. Good, you got me. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a common thing in the house now. Saga had one sock on because the other one got wet. And I said, "You rocking Shaboot?" She just yells, "Shaboot!" at the top of her lungs. All right. Tell me about some of the fun ways people pronounce your name.
There's a lot of Jennelee,
Mm-hmm.
like as if it were two words.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was for just. I think that's what Tanner thinks it is.
Yeah, that might be because I don't even notice if so. If he, yeah, then there's like you'll get Janelle still. You'll get a lot of Jennifer just because they're just look quick and say Jennifer. And then the random like pasta sounding like Jennelee.
Janelle.
Jennelee.
Janelle.
Do you get people that are just like timid, and do you get people that you can kind of tell they don't know how to pronounce it? They just say Jen and just like Paul, like don't finish it.
No, because I think people are afraid to like use a nickname if they're not sure, so they'll just ask. Yeah, usually if they're not. I think that's it.
What about Papa Squat?
Oh my gosh. That's actually Grayson's mom, Shelly, I think, who came up with that because of the like pee outside. And I don't remember why or what we were doing, but I probably had to pee and peed outside.
You live on a farm. You live on a farm, of course you do, right? All right.
You just have to pop a squat outside.
We're not judging.
No, definitely not. I pee outside a lot. It's the best.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you wash your feet when you shower.
That's right.
Little extra care goes to that area. How many animals do you think? Because the consensus is you don't actually know. How many animals do you think live on your property?
75. If we're counting all the birds, I think, because there's 5 cats, 4 dogs, horse.
Wow. Yeah. I see 5 dogs, 27 cats, 17 ducks, 734 chickens. How many horses? Just the one horse?
One now, yeah. We had 2, but now there's just one.
What's its name?
Lady.
Aww.
Yeah. She's old. She's 28, but she was my daughter's heart horse, so.
You tell Lady we love her.
We will. Yep, I'll tell her.
And what's next? Goats, donkeys, or llamas?
I'm done.
You're done? They're never done. Sure. How many tattoos do you have, and are you done?
I have no idea, and that's never done. That's never done. But I don't know how many. They're all blending together now a little bit.
What's your favorite tattoo?
The jackalope.
You have a jackalope tattoo?
Between the jackalope and the Doc Holliday, I guess.
Ooh.
Right?
Can you explain what a jackalope is to the people that might not know?
I know what Doc Holliday is. I don't know what a jackalope is.
Well, it's a jackrabbit with horns. You've heard of it, right? I'm sure.
It's a cryptid.
The two individual things separately, sure, and together, not that I can think of.
We've talked about it on this podcast before.
Probably,
I think
maybe
we had some cryptid.
There was some spotted at a certain time. I don't know. Look it up. Someone saw them, kind of like a unicorn.
Yeah. It's a jackrabbit with deer antlers.
Yeah, something happened along the lines of evolution that
a deer had sex with a rabbit.
No,
because I'm like that's what I was. That's where my mind went, and I'm like, those aren't
not like
sized
that.
Properly to mate.
You don't know that, don't you? Kink shame jackalopes.
Good. So archery, you big? You still into that? Pretty big? Is that something you guys do as a family? It looks like.
Yeah, I do it. It's fun, and the kids like to do it. And my dad had me with a bow in my hand when I was probably 5, so it's just something that I've always done, and it's just a really easy hobby to have to just go enjoy.
Have you noticed Do you think you're in the best, like with doing strongman for the past 6 months or whatever, do you consider yourself in better shape maybe than you were when you were dicking around with other stuff, or just like, are you strong differently? Because that's kind of how I
I
feel about
think
it.
I
So
am strong differently
yeah.
because I'll find out when I get out there on the mountain and have to hike
Hmm.
once we go do this archery challenge that I have coming up next week.
Oh, okay. Let's hear about that
Um,
too.
if I'm panting going up the hill, I'll know. I don't know if
Oh,
strongman has been helping with that.
because you think you've lost some endurance because you're not doing like as much
Possibly.
walk. See, whereas I'm like
I don't
I've gained a
know.
little bit of endurance because I'm doing more with just the minimal carries and shit with strongman is more than what I would ever do
Yeah,
with powerlifting. So, but if you're going
right.
from a workout of the day to strongman training, I could see the how you've maybe lost some endurance potentially, but I don't
We shall find out. The sandbags are
know.
definitely, 1 minute cardio.
Which
So
is
that's
that's I
great.
mean it's
Which
a
is nothing,
it
right?
feels like oh fucking it's a lot for a 40-year-old that's only powerlifted for his whole life. It's fucking forever, it's eternity. That's
Right.
why some of these I am glad that a lot of the stuff everything in the show is capped with like a 60 to 75 second time limit. So like
Right.
that's like ooh okay cool because last year like just go until you die. I mean let's so
Oh,
this is
yeah.
this is
Watching
better.
that.
It's yeah, this will be better viewing experience. It's gonna be a better lifter experience in my opinion. So I'm glad that Jake, chose to do that this year. So the competition you're doing next week is that actually like, so it's a what is it? So you're doing hiking and an archery thing all together, or
Yeah,
is it like
it's in the Black Hills at the Terry Peak Ski Resort. So they kind of go out there and set the targets up all over where, people would ski in the winter. And some of the hikes are pretty brutal. A lot of
and
elevation.
is that something the whole family's doing, or just you and the husband, or is it like
Just
is it
me and him.
scalable?
Yep.
Okay,
It'll be just the two of us. Yeah.
nice. Well, that should be fun. Um, do you still collect pogs, or is that did you leave that
What?
It's been quite some time, but
Yeah, those were
yeah,
big. So where was that was like early 90s that was a thing, right? Those were like the
I
little
think
cardboard circles
so.
that you like
Yeah.
most
Did
you
you guys
collected and
not?
I
I
did for
had
sure.
I think I
Okay.
had some, but I never played the game. I think I just had some.
No
Just like,
medals,
oh,
no medal
Cause you
slammers.
yeah, the slammer thing, that's what I remember.
I always lost, like, and people just robbed me, I felt. But I can smell that when you say it because there was like those scented ones. Did you guys have those scented ones?
No, I don't remember
That's
No,
that.
not
there's
ringing a
somebody
bell.
will hopefully know what I'm talking about. Not
Uh,
crazy.
I'm sure someone listening will bring it up, hopefully. No, it's just like it can tell when you throw people off because like people's like for example, someone's mom might donate or give information like that, and it's just the way back machine basically. But
Yeah.
it's kind of fun. What is your connection to Columbus, Ohio, and the Blue Jackets, and how did
Okay.
that happen?
So I will put, I think we don't have 2 hours to go into detail, but when my daughter was born, there was something very wrong. And I'll say the name of it and I won't go into any more detail. And then I'll tell you what happened. She had something called Bactral. So the doctors of the crew will maybe know what I'm talking about or maybe not. But basically, we had like 5 days to go home, and then like you're gonna have to go over to Sioux Falls, which is a bigger city in South Dakota with a children's hospital, and they'll have to figure out what's going on. And once we got there, they're like, well, this one thing that's wrong with her usually comes with 5 or 6 other things, so we're gonna have to test for all that. So we did the very first surgery in Sioux Falls, and then once we started looking up this thing and what was going on and talking to other parents, we realized that more often than not, the people who were performing the surgery would do it wrong. It's a very specialized, very rare thing. So everybody was saying, you have to go to Columbus. You have to go to this very specific person at this very specific hospital. And this is the guy who knows how to do it. And he was at Nationwide Children's in Columbus. So that's what we did. Like, as soon as we left Sioux Falls, we called and we're like, do you take our insurance? Do you take our patient? And we were like, let's go. So we went there and it was everything everyone said it was. And they pretty much all of a sudden we had like 5 different specialties and this whole team of collaborative care. And now we've been to Columbus about 16 times since then. And she's had 5 surgeries. She was a mile champion at the Columbus Marathon. And so it's almost like it's just like a second home now.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the times we were at the hospital, the Blue Jackets were visiting. And we would usually stay at the Ronald McDonald House across the street. And the entire place was like themed and decked out for Blue Jackets. And we already liked hockey. So now Blue Jackets are our team. And we
awesome.
started going to a few games. And now that we're done, hopefully having surgeries, we started bringing the whole family. And so everybody's kind of got to know Columbus, got to go to some hockey games, see the town, get our way around a little bit. And it was so funny because when I listened to you talking about trying to walk somewhere, I was like, we didn't do it in the cold, but it's like I knew exactly.
That was so cold. That was a brutal night. No, that was I'm sorry, we didn't mean to. I didn't want to have you tell any story you didn't feel comfortable doing. But I think
no,
that was a great
it's fine.
story.
I put that on there because it's relevant, and I have to explain how we got there.
Yep. No, so So they're like a like right below NHL, or are they like even like I'm not overly
they
familiar
are
with the team, but
yes,
I know
they
Columbus
are.
has a lot of like that. I remember when I was there, I feel like they had like I don't know if in hockey it's called baseball's AAA, but I don't know what it is in hockey. Like
AAA whale shit.
Oh yeah. Men's league over 4, whatever the fuck they call it in the hockey show we watch.
Have you been to the Arnold then when you're out there?
I have not been to the Arnold. I don't know. That's in March, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think one year it was in February, but like the tail end.
Basically. I think that's a really good excuse to go to Columbus in March.
It's just very likely that we could make that happen is the thing. And so if I ever get so close to finishing that card, then I guess that's what we'll do. we stay at that. I think it's a Hilton right there. That's connected to that convention center, right? Yep. Is that a Hilton?
I think there's 4 of them connected to them there. Yeah. So
that's like where we were for the marathon. They had the whatever convention in there for the runners. It was the same building.
All right. Well, we'd love reliving trauma here on Unpaid and Underrated. All right. Okay, then I want to do a least fun, most fun. I added it, and I don't know if Keith saw it.
I did, but yeah, have at it.
Least fun, most fun. Kids in dance.
It's just the most fun.
Yeah,
that's definitely the most fun. Getting to the end of the season and being able to see everything they've done and watch them perform, and just and then I'm like, they do so well, and I'm like, that's my kid. That I just want everyone to know that that's mine. And then least fun, we just put a lot of hours into that during the 9 months and that's a half hour from where we live. So we had 14 dance classes this year. So it was a lot of driving, just a lot of driving and sitting in town. And
what style of dance did they do?
I have one who did acro, jazz, and modern, another one who did acro, jazz, modern, and hip hop, and another one who did modern, jazz, hip hop, tap.
Wow.
And I think that's it. I might have forgotten something.
Keith, have we talked about it before? I did hip hop as a kid.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I did hip hop dance lessons as a kid.
I didn't even know that it wasn't like a newer genre. Like I thought that this just started happening like recently.
No, we did our recital to Crisscross.
Oh, dope.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That would have been kind of old then too, because Crisscross was like early 90s, weren't they? Or mid 90s when they were.
I'm 40.
Well, I guess you would have been. So I guess here I am thinking that you would have been like a teenage. You would have been like 10 or something when you
Yeah,
did
like
it.
I was
So
a
yeah,
wee.
that literally tracks the identical time.
I was
Those are
knee
the
high
guys
to a
that wore their
grasshopper.
those are the kids that like was it just on a CD cover or did they like, always wear their clothes backwards? Like that was that
I I I don't know. I don't think I would ever pretend to have the
Mm.
knowledge
I
of the
think
crisscross group.
my older brothers had the album and I just remember being like, what the fuck are these
Yeah,
guys doing?
they had their clothes on backwards, but
Yeah.
I
I just didn't know if that was just an album cover or if that was like a lifestyle choice. Like, yeah, like going to the bathroom must take forever, dude.
What?
Uh,
Speaking of going to the bathroom,
yeah, there's a good one.
Keith loves when we talk about pooping in public stories. So Papa Squat, tell us anything you
Can't be
can.
me.
No, okay.
Can't. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Give me more
Somebody,
I think there were
context.
some details, wasn't there? I'm trying to
no,
remember.
God.
somebody said that you have pooped your pants in your adult life.
Oh yeah. Feel free to take your druthers and just say pass if you don't want to elaborate. That's entirely up to you.
I mean, I thought haven't we all?
Yeah,
This had to be my husband. It had to be.
I can't see who put it.
Without going to the other website, I can't tell you. Too much work. But it's okay.
I have pooped my pants. But it's not that good of a story because I really just like was out in the backyard and I had a coffee with me and I just couldn't make it.
Mm.
How big is your guys' plot? Because checking out
big
your
enough,
Instagram.
apparently.
No.
Exactly.
I'm more fishy. Like it looks like you guys have a huge spread out there. So
There's
that's why
like 13 acres here.
okay.
Yeah.
So you can see why. I was like, I gotta go. And then I started walking, but
the one time you should have popped a squat.
I should have just popped a squat is what happened.
Yeah, you get the sweats, you get the head down, legs closed. The Johnny Knoxville in the first
it was
movie.
just done. It was just done. I was just coming around the corner of the house too. It was so close. No. I almost made it.
You're not alone. I definitely sharted to squatting a couple weeks ago, so it happens.
Yeah, that's happened to me a long time.
So I'm surprised more than a shart.
I'm surprised nobody's asked me about it. Like nobody's ever asked us about ours.
We might have got it once. I don't know. I'm not sure. We've had 200,000 episodes. It's hard to keep everything straight.
And there's always poop.
Every episode, and it's one of those things like I don't care about. Like if we never talked about it again, I'd be fine. But now it's like on brand. We have to bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's people. The people expect it.
Yeah. One summer, apparently you wore your bathing suit like 24/7. Why?
How old was I?
Well, I don't know. That's got to be from your sister then.
I think that was your mom or your sister. Yeah, I think it was your mom.
That's just the thing. I mean, that's just the 90s for you.
Mm.
We could do stuff like that and nobody cared, right? There wasn't anything else to do but run around without shoes in your swimsuit all day long.
Okay. Want to go to FMK there? Or do you have something else?
It depends what it is. Let's hope I can choose.
Yep, I got just one more before. So,
okay.
Interacting with people in general is someone submitted that you hate that. I don't know if that was you or one of your loved ones, but is that something you've always, or just as you get older?
I'm doing so good.
Well, yeah, because it kind of parlays in with the whole you're going to Massenomics gym now. So, is it that you don't like people, or is it the intimidation side of it?
I wouldn't call it I don't know. I think it's kind of like what Megan Johnson said, a little social anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I'm self-teaching myself to not be that way. So I'll typically just overcompensate.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Did you see the reel I posted probably like 3 weeks ago where I said, so I work in customer service, essentially in one of the biggest retailers in North America. And I assure you, being nice is not my
Right.
primary language. I always compare it to like if you ever meet somebody who had to learn English, they speak it better than people that like learned it at the beginning. It's because they follow the rules. I had to learn to be nice as a second language, and to the
See,
point that it's like I'm, yeah. So most of the time going through my head, I am mean, I am catty, I'm awful, but like I had to learn how to be nice. I had to practice how to be nice to the point that I am so good at it that I'm one of the top reps in customer service in my company. And then the moment I leave, it's just a string of swear words. Hood goes up, like, just don't talk to me. So, yes, Jennilee, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know I very much empathize and sympathize with that
it's
situation.
not that I don't like people or want to be mean to them. It's just it's a little more work
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
to
It's,
know how to not be awkward and do it well.
I have to flex those muscles.
Yes.
I didn't know how to deadlift. I had to learn how to deadlift. And now I'm really good at it because it's not something your body wants to do. Well, that's where my brain is. I do not enjoy the company of other humans. So I had to learn how to do that in a
Mhm.
nice way. And, I still want the best for people. It's not like I'm out here thinking like, I hope you die in a fire. It's just like, I want you to strive and thrive over there. Like, go over there and
Mhm.
be happy and leave me out of it. If I can help you be happy, I will, but ultimately leave me out of it. And yeah, I do get what you're saying.
Indeed. Um, there were a couple more funny stories I just wanted to touch on before we get into some games. Is there something about Tanner's mother-in-law you want to tell us about in a goose?
Yeah, we'll see how entertaining it is, but I think I had seen a goose on the side of the road and I
Was it
must
silly?
have it was so silly. It was looking just the silliest. I took a video of it. I must have put it on my Snapchat or
Everyone in, I
something.
think everyone in South Dakota has Snapchat. I think I'm the only person that doesn't have Snapchat in this whole world,
I
apparently, based off.
refuse.
Oh, you guys talk about Snapchat. I don't even know what it is.
So she must have been down the same road as me. And she replied and said, "Oh, I saw that goose too. He looked a little whatever." Like, because he was just mellow and chilling in the ditch. And then I was like, "Oh, well, he could sure come live at my house, if he wanted to." And then she went and picked him up and brought him over.
You're like,
And
put your foot in
so
your mouth that time,
Yeah.
didn't
we're
you?
in my backyard with this goose. And all of a sudden it occurred to us that it probably had the bird flu.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, how stupid am I for not thinking of that sooner? So then I'm like, yeah, maybe he shouldn't stay here. So then she just took him home with her into her field or whatever.
That's wild.
Super random, but it was a goose, so I had to bring it up.
And also, yeah,
I think the biggest thing I took away from that was so Mary's mom
yeah, I was gonna say Tanner's
has
mother-in-law. Like,
fucking
we know Mary.
well, no, but like so she's also on that what the hell's that app you guys use out there, the
Snapchat.
nah,
She's on
she's on like
Snapchat.
that. So I always thought it was like an age thing. So it's just like so
It's
there's
just
30.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it is just me that's not on Snapchat. I don't know. That's funny. Do you think if you had opened a door to a skunk right before you had that bathroom accident, you might have made it to the house in time? Because I hear you're really
Yes,
fast when you
I
see
have done
skunks.
that. Oh my
I hear you're
gosh.
super, super fast when there's a skunk around.
Now I can't open a nesting box without like just cracking it and peeking in there because I'm traumatized because I've opened it and there's been a skunk just sitting in there like it's a
And
chicken looking at me. And yes, I
did it
scream
spray you?
and run.
Have
It
you gotten
didn't
sprayed
spray
then?
me.
Like,
I have
uh,
not.
okay, that's lucky.
Yeah, that's good.
That
What
was
have you?
frightening.
Have there been any like so obviously you have your own animals, but living on the farm in the middle, I'm assuming you're in the fairly country area. Have you had any like I don't want to hear like negative stories, I guess. Has there been any like funny wildlife stories, I guess?
They're always predators. So it's really just something that's coming and eating the chickens
Okay,
and
so
killing
nothing.
them,
Like
No,
what?
that's not funny.
really. And the
A
one
coyote.
that came and like got like 10 in one night,
Oh, damn.
we finally set up a camera, to see what was doing it. And it ended up being a fox with like three legs and one eye.
Good for
Jeez.
him, though. Like, he deserved it. At that
Yeah.
point, he deserved it.
Right. I'm like, you're just picking on these weak little chickens because it's all you can find.
What else do you get out there? Coyotes?
You can hear them usually.
Yeah.
I don't see them.
Hawks?
There's a lot of raccoons. There's hawks and raccoons and skunks and usually deer.
Will raccoons go after chickens or just after the
Yes.
eggs? Yeah.
Yes, viciously.
Jeez.
They've done it too.
I guess you learn a lot about raccoons.
I don't think I'd have it in me to like be like, oh, I'm gonna go out and get my eggs, and then I just see a bunch of dead chickens. I think I'd fucking cry and just go like,
Oh.
just be done. And be like, well, not gonna have these ever again.
Do you butcher them, or do you have somebody do that for you, or do you just?
I don't do that.
No.
I one time I accidentally ended up with like 10 roosters, and we did at that time just once because it takes so much work to like take all the feathers out and do all the things you need to do that just like butchering one chicken is not really worth your time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to want to do like 10 at least. And I'm not even going to do that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
All right. I think we can move into a little FMK and then Rushmore and then unpaid and underrated and round this out. So I'm gonna hit you with a little FMK. So I'm gonna give you three topics. You know, you do your druthers and you rank them between which one you want to F, which one you want to marry, which one you want to kill. So someone had submitted that you like country music singers, so I took it upon myself to pick three from the '90s, early '90s,
Okay,
probably.
perfect.
So we're gonna go Tim McGraw, Toby Keith, Alan Jackson, FMK.
Oh, gosh, that's
Tim, Toby,
difficult.
Alan. I know, right? You're welcome.
That's so hard.
That was a good one.
Okay. I want to marry Alan for sure because I mean you're going to have a great time. You're going to be on the Chattahoochee. You're going to be doing.
Did you say you're having a good time?
Yeah, you're going to have. You're having a good time.
Let's see what he did
You're
there.
having a good time. Grapes. Sorry, it's like thundering really loud all of a sudden. Then we got Toby and Tim. I'm fucking Toby for sure.
Nice.
And killing Tim.
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
tough one, but like, I don't know. They all kind of, well, I think Alan's the only one that didn't like quote unquote sell out towards the end, I guess, or just like completely change, like to the point that like it was unrecognizable. Whereas Toby did it a little bit, I guess, and then Tim, I don't know, like. I don't know. I guess it's all your taste. If you don't evolve, but like I love all of Tim and Toby's stuff for like the first 5 to 10 years in the business, and then whereas Alan probably didn't ever make a bad album.
Yeah, I don't feel like Tim's going out as good as he could have, and Toby did, and Toby's like definitely as good as he once was. So that will be good. That will be a good time.
I don't even think I could name a Tim McGraw song, so we got that going for me.
Don't take the girl.
Nope.
But literally like 1992 era is when I was like, you know, first introduced to Tim McGraw, and then like, I don't know, all the shit he did when I was in high school, like so mid to early 2000s, like, I'm good. Yeah, he peaked.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore. Oh, geez, I got a couple of them. What should I do? The Mount Rushmore of farm animals.
Oh. Well, I mean, I can just do the 4 I have. Let's see here. I've got to put the chicken on there, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can do them even if I don't have them.
Of course.
Okay. So, ideally, I've always wanted a donkey. So I would like to put a donkey on there with the chicken, with a goat. But you can't not have a cat. You have to have your farm cat. So that's what I'm doing.
The cat picks up the pests that the chickens don't, right?
And they're supposed to, yeah.
Ideally. Tom Green's got a donkey. He moved up north here in Canada, bought a horse, a donkey, bunch of cats, bunch of chickens and stuff like that. So
what the heck?
I know Tom Green did it, and you didn't.
I didn't even know. I haven't thought about him in a while. He doesn't have a moose though.
No, we can't have those up here. In Canada, you can't domesticate native animals, right? So you can't have like crows and geese and stuff like that as pets.
Okay.
As much as I want crow friends, desperately want and there's a raven in my neighborhood. I want them to be my friend. You can't domesticate them. The best you can do is hope they like you.
Yes.
All right. Another one there, Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
Places to travel to.
Well, I'm going to go to Columbus and go to a hockey game.
Mm-hmm. And the Arnold, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Right. And then I'm going to go to the Black Hills. Oh, goodness. I don't know. We've always talked about going to Hawaii, but I don't know if I can make the flight. If I can sit still that long. And then there was there was something that my husband sent me on Instagram not too long ago. And he said, we'll go here when the kids are all grown up and out of the house or whatever. And I don't remember what it was, but it was some sort of national park. I'll have to figure out what that was, but I forgot.
All right. Well, you passed Mount Rushmore.
Thank goodness.
You did it.
There was no way to fail, trust me.
All right. Well, let's hope you don't fail this next one. So it's unpaid or underrated. Anyone tuning in for the first time? Kind of similar to this other game that we probably created too. We just forgot about it so long ago. It was overrated or underrated, but we coined this one unpaid or underrated. So individual topics, you're going to tell us specifically if you think it's unpaid, meaning not so great, or if it's underrated, it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to hit you with 3 or 4, and Joey will hit you with 3 or 4, and we'll round this out. So I'm going to hit you with, let's see, unpaid or underrated lazy high protein meals. Someone submitted that specifically with the lazy in bold.
Underrated.
All right. Now, what do you consider
For sure.
a lazy high protein meal?
Chicken nuggets.
Hell yeah.
No.
Or frozen meatballs.
I'm glad you didn't say bagels. That's all.
I fucking love bagels. What do you have against bagels?
I love bagels. Bagels are not a protein source. That's all I'm saying. Stephanie's been getting these like mini bagels. So it's like they're actually, I don't feel as gluttonous if I have one because I'll usually eat it like with something else. And it's just like, carbs.
I don't know. Sure. When you put pizza on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime.
Pizza anytime.
Yeah.
That's true. So anything else would you say anything else other than chicken nuggets that is in that category for you?
Chicken sausage, already cooked. Frozen meatballs.
Yep. Those are good.
Yeah, I don't know.
I keep thinking of Garrett's like mush meals.
But that's not that lazy.
No, like that does seem to require
he literally has like
effort.
a medical condition, like with his mouth and teeth and stuff. So like we're harping on the kid, but I'm pretty sure if you go back to the episode, his medical reasons is he does that.
He's got no peristalsis or something he just can't swallow. Because I've been considering the just ground beef and rice once a day.
You have to cook that too, so that's not lazy. That's not like, when someone's like, I've got this recipe that's so easy, and then they start chopping the onion, and you're like, no, that's wrong.
I see.
I mean, like,
it's like, okay, so you're not thinking of like combine a bunch of shit. It looks terrible, but it's high protein. You're thinking of literally
can combine it, yeah.
Are you cooking for a party of 5 every night, or how's your guys' like family meal look and stuff?
I kind of give everybody what they want separately a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
a lot of the times, there's a lot of things that everybody, like, say, they'll just take everything I've made and eat it a little bit differently. Okay. Usually what we'll have going, like.
We bought a club-sized lasagna yesterday because my wife had her driving test and we had things to do and we knew we were going to eat late. So I was like, just go to the store, get a frozen lasagna and just bake the shit out of it. I ate half of it myself. I was in bed by 10 o'clock. And, it was bad. Like, I ate half of it, and then I laid down and was like, I don't feel great. So this morning she goes, "Do you want to take lasagna for your work lunch?" And I'm like,
No.
No.
"Please no."
Like freeze it and give it to me in a
Yeah.
month.
She's like, "Why?" And I went, "I ate half of that." She's like, "You did not." And then she looked at the leftovers and was like, "Oh my God, you did." Yeah, I did. Yeah, I regretted that immediately. It was delicious though. There's no
It was
cottage
probably
cheese.
loaded with protein.
Yeah,
Unless it
but
was like,
because it was a meat lasagna.
yeah.
I'm not buying no vegetable lasagna. What do I look like?
All right. Unpaid or underrated. This is submitted by Grayson, I believe, at the last hour. What do you meme? The card game.
I love
What
that.
do you
Oh
meme?
my goodness.
I've
I
Love
never heard
that
of it,
almost
but
game.
forgot.
I'm already intrigued because I like card games and I like memes, so it's right up my alley. So tell me all about it. And your
Definitely underrated. Oh, we
okay.
used to, the four of us, Grace and Hannah, my husband and I, we played a lot of that. We definitely lived a little too easy during those nights
You have to.
while we were playing that.
I can't imagine that game sober. Like we literally used to play it at the pub. Like we would have
Oh
a
my
group of 10 or
goodness.
12 of us playing that game.
There's just with Grayson and Hannah, there's never like just a
Friends
little
of the
bit.
podcast.
Like we're like it's 2 a.m. no matter what, or something, and then we're like, let's go out and see who can climb the rope. Let's go and see who can do a pull up. Like it's just this. There was a lot of late nights playing What Do You Meme, and we were so loud and laughed so hard. It was amazing. I have to get that back out.
So
Awesome.
that
I'm
game,
gonna buy that.
I think that game, Keith, if I remember correctly, they would have just a meme and you
Mhm.
would lay the meme down and then you would have cards that have captions and you would lay down the caption to that meme. And generally, the most offensive would win because it would make everybody laugh.
So is it voted on? Because that sounds very
There's a
subjective.
judge
Yeah.
for each round, kind of like apples and oranges if you've done
Okay.
that, only just way more inappropriate.
Oh,
Nice.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I will take a very brief segue. I know we don't like talk. I know it is your episode, but you mentioned Big Hannah. Past guest. Obviously your nephew's partner. How's her meat prep going, and is she still competing in powerlifting?
I think she's still competing.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. She must just be, keeping it on the secret.
Yep.
Yeah,
She's not letting anybody know her weights. Yeah,
she's not posting. She's not talking.
You're right.
Like I finally got her attention one day.
Well.
I should just text her. Like I should
That's all.
Fucking love Hannah and Grayson.
No, they're great people. Were you at the table when the spicy guacamole was a thing, or was that was with her parents or something?
No,
I think, wasn't it?
I wasn't. I missed that whole thing. He ate it as if it was. He ate wasabi as if it was guacamole.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. And like we learned about it all on our podcast here. It was breaking news, and it was the funniest damn thing we've ever. It was one of the first like super.
Who puts guacamole on sushi? Who sees guacamole and is like guacamole, and is like, you know what? Raw salmon. Let's hook that up.
That's good stuff. All right, my last one I'll hit you with. Unpaid or underrated, your husband's burps.
Oh my God.
I added that one.
Nice.
I'm so glad that was added just because it's like
going to rant. Tell him how you really feel.
So bad, but like they never ever end. Ever. Ever. Never. And then I just pretend not to hear them anymore because I just have really bad indigestion,
Give him some Tums. So is that unpaid or underrated then?
That is so unpaid.
Yeah, my wife is there. She said during our last kid, every burp just filled the whole house with awful smells. And now she's just like, you just burp. That's what you do. That's just your life now. It's a dad thing. Like you get to a certain age as a dad, as a man or whatever, and just like.
Do you get it?
These are just so loud.
Yes.
So Stephanie will go to bed or whatever and just be like, hey, or leave the room or whatever it is, and like, hey, give me a hug. So I'm on the couch. I stand up and I give her a hug, and within 11 seconds of standing up, I'm burping. Like, and it's always like mid hug, right? But it's never. It's just
It's
a
never like
small.
right in her
No,
face.
it's just well, it's a small. I mean, well, that it usually is, but it's just a
Kind of
small
close.
belch. Yeah, it's face adjacent. It's not Saturday yet, but
Face. Oh, Jesus. Oh my
Maybe
God, Keith.
I just think
she will
y'all
never
should
listen to
just
this, so
give
it's
it a
okay.
little more distance, a little more space, a little more
Yeah, I
of
got the
your own
secret of
room.
blowing them out. Like if she sees me do one of these,
Yeah,
like she knows
to-
what happened.
try to get it to dissipate before she comes over for a kiss or anything. It's like, sorry, bub. But it's just as bad on the other end, so.
I guess we can eliminate that one. We already got to that one. All right. Unpaid or underrated cardio?
Oh gosh. Well, unpaid because
It sucks.
I mean, yeah. I'm gonna when you see me competing, you're gonna see regret.
Just
Nothing but regret.
Yeah.
So I was saying I should start doing some of this so that I can do this sandbag event and do this carry event, and then I'm just gonna be like out there just absolutely dying. Well, it is what it is now. Kind of getting too close. Too close to add it in at this point.
Just lift faster. That's what I say.
There's time to stack a little more hay in that barn.
Get on that rower.
No, do the AMRAP over the bar. That's cardio.
That's awful.
AMRAP sando bag over the bar. I do that once a week. It fucking sucks.
Honestly, I really think like a couple hard training sessions will be more difficult than like the entire show. I've like if you do like I'm assuming if Jake has like a strongman or an event day, like and you have like 3 or 4 like pretty intense movements, like that's not going to be that far off of what you're doing. It's going to be it's until you get towards the end, you're not going to be hitting the weights that are as close. But I mean, I've done, as everyone likes to give me hell for, I've done a handful of strongman shows, and I've had some
handful
strongman
of novice strongman shows.
Yeah, and I've had harder event days than I have had some show days. So it's not always like that, but like it's I don't know.
And this will be my first ever, so
You're gonna have fun.
You're gonna kill it.
And to not do all those things in one day until now, I don't know. The freaking bag over bar being the last event is pretty scary.
Well, I mean,
isn't it? Is it the last?
Is it
stone over bar or bag over bar?
It's bag over bar. And that's one thing too.
Like, there better not be any stones there. I haven't touched one.
If you catch the bug and want to do other strongman shows too, just be careful that it's not always the way it's listed too. Like in this event, in this show we're doing, it should be. But in like I've done other shows where they're running multiple classes at the same time, and it's basically like the open classes get to do it in the order that it's on like the website. But if you're a novice or senior masters or something, or like juniors, like you kind of just get the shaft and go, okay, well the open class gets the priority, and you're going to do whatever they're not doing. Because they're running multiple judges at the same time. But I don't see Jake having more than 2 sets of judges, so that shouldn't be an issue with this one. So it should go in the cadence that it's on the list, which was, I want to say it's axle, and then deadlift, carry, and then bag over bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you don't have any sessions where you're doing at least 3 of those, if not all 4, at least like once, like maybe be like, Jake, I'm gonna do this one day just to push myself, and then but like obviously do it at like 85% or 80%. Like, but if it's something you're nervous about, I'm saying it because it sounds like you might benefit from the actual prep day of doing all the events, but just don't do them at like max comp weight, because then that would just be doing the show.
Don't worry, I won't.
Also, like play with the stones at Massenomics gym for sure. Don't like.
Can we just not use a stone?
Learn how to use them. Like
do the stones after the
yeah. But
not the next.
They're very rewarding. It's so much fun. The first time you do one and you've never done one before, and you're like, it's like this thing where you do it and you put it up there, and you kind of have this like flashback of every strongman in the world is like egging you on because they all do them. Like it's definitely worth at least trying it. And like I said, after the first Live Hard, Live Easy, we all showed up to storm the gym, and that's when Megan came in. And then I was like, Megan, I know you're here for a workout, but can you show us how to do stones, please? And this poor lady had to show us all how to do stones for the first time. And that was the first time I ever did stones. And the second time I ever did was the next year at the Massenomics gym. So it is
But there's no
definitely
one
fun.
better to show you. And
She's amazing.
what she did, she brought out confidence in me.
Yep.
I just want to say that because she is really a really good coach.
Big fan of Megan Stone. Love her.
And it's so funny. One day, this is separate, but I didn't really know all of the stuff about Jake and changing weights. I wasn't in on that joke at all. And I said to Tanner, I was like, did you know that he raised, I was complaining about the deadlift. The women's deadlift was raised from 300 to 315. And I was like, did you know he raised that to 315? And he just laughed. And he's like, so it's kind of a thing. It's kind of a thing that Jake does. And I had no idea at the time. And there I am complaining about it.
That is the negative of strong, man.
That's brutal.
You'll do
you have
fine.
To be strong enough, or you're just gonna not get it. Whereas powerlifting, it's like, I will take 50 pounds, sir.
You'll do fine. Don't worry about it. It's this thing, right? You get in your own head and you talk yourself out of it, and that's silly. You will kill it.
It'll be fun. You signed up for a reason, so just follow through. Have a good time.
It will be fun.
Yep, it's the best meet.
I know it
ever.
will be fun.
Just make sure you do all the extracurricular stuff. Come out Thursday. I mean, as much as you can, obviously with all the kids and stuff. But at least Tanner's Friday, and then obviously the show and everything Saturday. But a Thursday night there's a gathering as well.
Unpaid or underrated fancy coffee drinks?
Oh no, unpaid.
You don't like a little sweetener in your iced coffee, or
no? Just the coffee. Just the coffee. That's all we need.
What's your favorite coffee place?
I really like to go to Ziggy's. I don't know if you will know what that is or how far and wide that goes.
Negative.
But they just have good coffee, just good straight up drip coffee.
I think so. I get cold brews most of the time.
Even in winter?
Yes.
Bold.
All winter, all summer. Gotta have that full 200 to 300 milligrams.
That's a lot of caffeine.
That's a lot of caffeine.
So
and then an energy drink after that.
Wow, yeah, that was my follow up. Damn, that's so you're.
No, I have black coffee in the morning that's hot, and then in the afternoon I have a cold brew and an energy drink. But I don't finish them both, I promise.
Okay, because that's you just described eating 600 milligrams of caffeine a day, which can't be normal or healthy.
No, I'll put my energy drink back in the fridge and finish it the next day.
You know how often I find a Monster in the basement, in one of the drink spotters? It's still got a third left, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll finish this one today.
Yeah.
So I just forget that I didn't finish it, and I got so many fucking drink spotters. It's not like I'm like shit. Drink. I guess I'll find it next training session in 3 days.
What's your favorite energy drink?
I do Ghost usually.
Yeah, buddy, me too.
Yeah.
What? Okay. How do you feel about them losing the candy flavors?
Which were those?
So they're gonna lose pretty much anything that's based on candy. So they're gonna lose the Red Sourpuss or Sour Patch Kids. They're gonna lose all of the Sour Patch Kids.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So apparently they got bought by Dr. Pepper, and Modella, who owns all of the flavors, withdrew because of that contract. So now they're called something different, and they're trying to recreate them. Now, I recently tried the iced tea lemonade one, and it was amazing.
I still can't find that.
Oh, and I got it up here in Canada. Interesting.
And Grayson got one.
Yep.
I know.
It was pretty amazing. I'll definitely do that one again. But yeah, they're going to lose all of those.
I really like Red Berry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the Sour Patch Kids one or not, but
it was. So hopefully they're still going. So stock up while you can.
Strawbango is really good right now.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, I'm a huge Ghost. I love the kind of pure creatine that they put in it, and yeah, I'm a big Ghost guy when I can get it.
Boo.
Good work. Last one. Unpaid or underrated? Polly Pocket.
Underrated.
Keith doesn't know what it is, he says.
Really? I wish I had one in front of me right now that I could show you.
We had our-
I mean, not that you should.
Yeah, there was no, because Polly Pocket had the boys version, which was I think,
okay.
which was the Max Mini Max.
I don't know. I know I didn't have the boy one.
Sugar, so I'll look it up.
I had a lot of little ones, and then I had the big like house that the drawers slid out of, and
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It doesn't. I mean, I get it. I don't remember seeing it much. I don't know. I didn't have any like.
they're
cousin-
like as tiny as they could possibly be.
Yep. They were little clamshell toys. Was the best way to describe that. And
Yep,
you would
yep.
open it up and have a whole world to discover. No, you never had those, Keith?
No.
I wish I could-
What were the
Mighty
the-
Max. Mighty Max. Hold on. Let me look. Let me
That's the
look-
boy Polly Pocket.
Yeah, I'll Google it.
I was just trying to think of like.
Yeah,
what
Mighty
were the-
Max, animated series, toys, everything. Yep.
Adjacent to the like so like 90s kids toys. What was the?
Yes.
What were the miniature Matchbox cars that were like super small and like they had like
Micro something.
the really intense
Micro Machines.
infomercial. Yeah, maybe it just had like it had the same guy that did all like he's been dead now for years, but like the big like fight announcer or whatever, or like the big he was the one like just screaming, talking really fast on the ad. Like I remember the ad more than I ever remember the toy, but the only reason I bring it up is because it was like micro versus
So how many Polly Pockets do you think you have?
I probably had 5, and then the big house.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. And then when my kids were little, they tried to come out with like Polly Pockets that were not that small. They were
Mhm.
like regular size, and that was really, really lame.
Yeah,
I think
was it-
McDonald's
was
did a
it called
thing.
Polly's, like not they're just not
They
not
were
Polly
just
Pockets.
they were like this big instead of this big.
Oh, they were
Dumb.
choking hazards for sure.
Oh
But
yeah,
back
that
then
makes
we
sense.
didn't give a
Then
shit.
That
Yeah.
had to be that had to be why the choking hazard. Because like, why would they rebrand them? Like, to not kill kids. That
How
tracks.
dare they? Well, I think you passed unpaid and underrated. Good work.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well done.
I think now we can open it up to you. Do you have anything for us?
Oh.
Oh, geez.
Flipping the script.
Got the clearing of the
No,
throat.
I don't really have anything real good. I was just gonna ask Keith, why orange?
I think basically the school that I would have went to, and like my brother's schools, there it was black and orange is like the theme color. So like as like from 5 years old to 12 years old, like that was gonna be like my life and my high school and everything. So and like my watching my brother's sports teams. So orange was always just there. And then the Cleveland Browns have a orange in their color. That's my football team. So it's just I don't know that I didn't like do anything with orange from like the time I was probably 15 because I moved when I was 12. So then like orange kind of got put away as I like had my own like school mascots and colors to cheer for. And then I guess when I did the gym and like 15, so yeah, there was probably a literal decade of like orange wasn't a thing in my life. And then I was like, well, I got to have something in my gym and like come up with a logo and shit once I kind of started having friends come over and like thought I needed to get like a brand of some sort, if you will. So the orange came out of the woodwork, I guess, and just kind of you go back to what you know and what you're comfortable with as a kid.
Yeah. It's like one orange thing and then everything.
Yep. And then it's just, it's I like I like things to be coordinated to the best they can be. So like rather than being like, oh, a little bit of red, a little bit of green, a little bit of purple, just if I'm going to add accent colors, it's going to be orange.
I love orange.
I'm a fan.
And we have orange in ours too.
Yeah, you got
2
the
of our
PRX.
racks. So
Yeah, PRX is good stuff.
Okay, so then Joey, you're really not coming to Lift Hard Live Easy. Disappointing.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Oh, me too. I definitely want to be
I would
there.
just turn off your everything at that time.
No,
Well,
The FOMO
He's gonna be
would
busy
kill
being
me.
fucking Keith's here.
yes, I'm gonna be big.
I
I'm
hope so.
He's just gonna reshare all my stuff.
The
That
running
That was
joke
so good.
is it's gonna be. Yeah, thank you. Thank
It
you. You're the
was.
first person to point that out.
It
Yeah,
got
that's
pretty good. Yeah.
that's when Content Keith comes out, and I'm Content Keith. And now that he's in on the joke, hopefully he doesn't go and delete all my shit.
Well, as long as they're not,
He'll be
I
too
can.
busy too.
He's always busy though.
Fuckers. I can take one or two antagonizing jabs, but when it's like 8 in a row, I was like, all right. So I'm just
None
gonna
of them
fucking-
were antagonizing. All I did was put your face on every picture you posted. No, no. I mean, financially, I'm not in the position I was for the past 2 years. So, you know, a $3,000 trip across the continent isn't really laid out for me.
Yep.
Even, you know, some people did reach out and offer, can we give you air miles? Can we help you with the flights? And it's just like, no, right? Like it doesn't line up. And also there's a possibility I'm going to have a new job by then. So I can't which hopefully doesn't get to my boss right now, but yeah, it isn't going to line up and I'm going to miss it. And yeah, the FOMO is real because I've been to the first two, but like you can't go to every single one of them when you live across the continent.
Right.
Like you can't.
Yeah.
I feel that.
You can't. The Arnold, I'm more likely to go to because it's a quick drive. But you know, once you invest that much time and money in something a couple of years in a row, you've got to at some point go. It's going red more than black. So,
Especially with your kids getting older, like you're gonna want to start doing more families. Like they're old enough now to like remember everything and shit,
yeah,
or at least they will be. So it's like that couple $1,000s could be a lot more. You know,
yeah.
I get it.
It's not I can't say it's the last time I'll go. Like I'm never not going to be there again, but this one I have to miss.
Well, fingers crossed. It's I think I was talking to Tanner a while ago, and he's like, you know, they did the strongman show for 3 years, and they quit, and now they're gonna do the powerlifting slash, you know, the lift hard will be in its third year, and we'll see if there's a fourth year. I mean, fingers crossed. I mean, I want it to be here forever, but as long as it's still something, you know, and they set themselves up for success. The fact that Dave runs the powerlifting meet and Jake runs the strongman show, they just do everything else, and like that takes like I don't know, 35% of the headache away from them, maybe 50% of the headache of what they did would be if they had to run it all and actually host the meet themselves and anything and like coordinate all that. Like I don't want to put. I mean, if those numbers are wrong, feel free to interpret however you want. But like, it's significantly less than if they were running it like bootstrapping it all by themselves. So
yeah,
I think so. All that would take is like Jake to move away or Dave to move away, and the meet might fall apart. So that's kind of why I'm like, I'm gonna go until I can't go. Basically, I'm gonna try to at least. But maybe I don't know. Maybe Crew Falls will have to go away, or maybe I won't do a lift hard and I'll go to Crew Falls or something. But yeah, it's expensive. Consider yourself lucky that you get to like do this and spend the dollar in gas it's going to take you to get there.
Right.
When everyone you see that flew in spent $1,000 to $3,000 for the weekend.
Yeah, flights alone are $1,000. Add everything else. So like, yeah, I want to be there. I just can't.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Here's what I really want to know, since it's of the crew. I want to know what the data is on how old everyone is. And I don't mean how old. I mean, what is the ages? What is the mean, median, mode? I feel like in there, like everything is usually pretty relatable, or like, there's not a bunch of people in there who can't relate. I feel like everybody in there is like my age, and I'm like, how did that happen? And how did I find this community that I never knew about? But like, how old is everyone in the crew?
I would say
go ahead.
32 to 45 was like probably 75% of them. And then there's the outlier. There's a lot of 20-year-old, like there's a lot of 20 to there's a lot of people under 30, but I think
I would say the mean median motorboat would be probably around 32. Like if you had to like get in that sweet spot of the middle, right? Because like, you can't include Scance. He's on the other end. You can't include Garrett. Not Garrett. Who's that kid that's been to my house? He's like 20.
Yeah, there's
like those are outliers. I would say it's probably 32 to 40. But that's because Massenomics is a kind of this home gym. We have extra money. We've all done what we're doing. And I think that kind of lends to bring in that older crowd. that have the home gyms, they have the extra money to buy shorts, to buy drops, to buy that kind of thing. Yeah, it's definitely between 32 and 40.
I
I think
was
that's a very good
35 when I
call.
started listening, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe
Yeah, it's
34
just super
most. Yeah.
interesting.
it is. And when you look at, young kids care about things, they care about politics, they care about the things that we don't talk about. We're not really attractive to them. I got to say that, right? Like they want to talk about those things, and those people come into the crew and they try, and we don't do it, and it's likely that they kind of back out a bit. So I do think that is a bit of a barrier of entry, but one that I am absolutely willing to uphold at all stances. Because I know when I was 35, I was a fucking nightmare, and then 37 and on, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is exhausting. So yeah, I would argue it's closer to our age, 40.
Yeah, well, I think it helps too because like Tanner's what I want to. Tanner's like 37 and Tommy's 35, something along those lines. Like I know
Yeah.
Tanner's a couple years younger than me, and I know Tommy's a couple years younger than Tanner, if I'm not mistaken. So it would make sense that the listeners would be within a 5 year span, left or right of that kind of thing, plus or minus that is. But yeah, I think the running joke used to be we were all submasters, and now the people that used to make that joke, we're all fucking turning
We're all
masters.
masters.
'Cause
Yeah.
literally, like we've all firsthand seen like dozens of us either almost be 40 or hit 40.
I'd be interested. I think there is a good chance to like study that demographic.
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
want. I really want to know.
I
I
do
want the
think,
actual details.
yeah, I do think the demographic leans towards, Jesus, we don't get political, but like white, largely male, higher income bracket, older age. Like I think all of those line up to the Massenomics supporters.
It's fair.
Yeah.
That's what we see.
I didn't expect to jump in there and all realize that everybody was kind of like close in age to myself. I didn't expect that.
Well, that's good too,
special
right?
too.
Like,
Like it's
yeah.
like it's just literally like it's the people you went to high school with that you actually want to hang out with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's no broccoli heads in here.
It's not the people that you did go to high school with and you faded out. It's like people like it's like people that you should be friends with that you actually have these things in common, across the country, and then we literally like meet up and hang out. Great community that they've helped us. They gave us the platform to build because I feel that not to like the crew has built the crew. Like they created the Discord, but if it literally wasn't for us, it wouldn't have it's gone from like the 50 people it was the first 6 months or 3 months or whatever to literally 600 people. Granted, I still only correspond with like 100 of those people because it's so hard to like get involved with the newer crew. Like it's not that I'm like shunning them. It's just like if you're not interacting with me on Instagram, like I can't keep up with half the shit on the Discord. So like I don't know who you are. Like let us like talk to me. Like I want to get to know everybody, but like it's hard. We only have so many. I can only respond to so many. You can only like talk to so many people and respond to so many stories and like make these new interactions. So I'm not to say I'm afraid, but like if crew gets so big that like if you know less than like a third of them or something, like then it's I don't know. Like I'm not afraid of that happening. It's just like I guess it would make more work for everybody to like then continue to like have that feeling I had like up until now basically, and then hopefully continue on where like you kind of feel like you do know everyone. Whereas like you're probably overwhelmed. You came in and you're in this 500-person Discord and you're just like I know like 6 of these
to
people.
keep track. I'm
Whereas
having a really hard time between your Discord name, your Instagram name, your real name,
Yeah.
and but it's still very
Preach,
super
sisters.
cool that all of a sudden I
Fucking
have all of these internet friends that I didn't before and support. And when I signed up, I decided I wasn't going to just sign up and not be a part of that, and I did lose a lot of sleep for a long time, but hopefully it's going to be okay.
Of course it's going to be okay. You're hanging out with the crew. And like, yeah, at the Let's Hard Live Easy last year, I did so much underweight that I could have done and nobody questioned it, right? Like it was just one of those, that's not what we're here for, right? if you think you're showing up and your goal is to crush other crew,
No.
you're probably not welcome, to be honest, right? Like at that point, we're just like, okay, bro.
Right.
Like, thank you for showing up, but and not having fun, and only showing up for the sole purpose of putting your name on the board,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't think that person is welcome. The person that's coming in and you're like, I'm just here to lift some weight and have some fun, is going to be the most welcome person, and that's the person that's going to love this meet. And if honestly, generally, if that's what you're here for, which I think you are, you're gonna do great.
100%, absolutely.
Yeah, you're gonna do amazing.
I think what Tanner said in the not last week, but the one before, I think he said like people are gonna judge you on like, did you try hard? Did you have fun?
That was relevant.
Did you were you pain in my ass in the
were you not
warm
an asshole,
up
basically?
or whatever? Yeah, all that. I was just like, I appreciated all of that because no one's judging you on anything else.
You could show up and zero out, but still be involved in the crew, and nobody would remember you zeroing out.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would remember that part of the meet.
That's good.
I think the hardest part of your day is going to be, what time should I show up? Because like you want to be there and support your strongman or your powerlifting friends, but you also don't want to be there for fucking 9 hours before you.
I don't know how I can avoid that,
yourself.
Honestly.
So you almost like come for a couple hours, go have lunch, hang out. Like I don't know how far you live from there too. Because if it's like a shitty commute, then it's not really worth it to go home and back. But you can always do a pop in and then go back home, and then I don't know. I just don't come back. Don't start the meet exhausted, basically.
And they're starting at 8 this year, not 9.
Well, hopefully they
right.
They're supposed to move it up last year too, and didn't. So hopefully they stick to it, really. Because I don't want to be like as being in the group that competes second and fucking having everything keep getting pushed back. I was like, oh god, I just want to go. I want to go. But I'm optimistic it'll be a good time. But yeah, that's just something you can maybe talk to Jake with, or Megan, and just kind of get some pointers of specifically how you should handle that. But if you think you'd be cool just being there all day, like you don't want to get so overwhelmed that it's like, oh, I literally don't get to compete for 9 more hours.
And it won't be as hot as the OD, trust me.
Right.
That's true.
Jesus.
You could probably, yeah.
As somebody who was not lifting and just sitting there watching, I can't even imagine
those neck
what
fans,
that would feel like.
I put out those neck fans last year and everybody bought them. And they were, there was so many people with neck fans. Mine's broken now, but like, oh my gosh, yeah. I'll have to replace it this year. Definitely worth it.
All right. Well, this has been a blast. Do you have anything else, or we can round it out now? We could talk for hours, but I don't want to. We are at that time we usually start bringing it in for a landing. But if you got anything else you want to hit us with, I can go on.
I'm on vacation,
so I gotta go.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Keith.
Appreciate you.
Hold on. Can I get the balloons back? No.
It'll be a good time. I'm hoping.
I know, right?
Party. I'm excited. I am excited.
Well, I won't be able to make it, but I will be lifting in your honor,
brother. Yeah, there's gonna be a whole contingent out in California doing it too. It sounds like those fuckers. they randomly had like a crew meet up on my birthday, so that'll be fun. Get some good pictures across the board. I'm hoping a good crew turnout. At least all the locals. And I think there was a kid driving in from Massachusetts, which is crazy because it's like a 6-hour commute. So that's pretty awesome. So hopefully that works out. And, just have a good time. I thought I was getting sick today, and I was so. Stephanie's been telling me this too. Like she said, she saw an article or something once that like if you're so stressed out and then you finally do take a vacation day, that you're almost like always sick right off the bat, just because your body's like something to do with your nervous system or your immune system or something. And it seems like the last 2 times I've had like a significant amount of time off, I got sick as shit. So I'm hoping that this was just some allergies, because I'm feeling fine now, but I definitely had like waves throughout the day where I was. Am I getting a cold? Is this a back of the throat tickle, or am I just like gotta, I don't know.
I have a thing, and I have a secret to that.
Yeah.
Nap.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep. I think I got 2.5 hours of sleep last night.
Yeah,
Stephanie turned the air conditioner off in the middle of the night, and I woke up sweating.
Morgan pointed this out. Anytime I've ever had vacation, I leave work on the last day, and I come home and I fucking pass out. And that's like a transition. Like I'm going to be off for a couple days. I need to shut it down and nap. And that's always been how I get over that stress.
Makes sense.
Hit them with affiliates there.
Yeah, so hopefully these are all things that Jennilee has in her garage gym, her shed building gym, I think it is.
The
Uh,
roost.
obs- yeah, the Roost. It's a good name. Obsidian ammonia for all your ammonia needs. Barbell rescue for all those dirty shaft knees. Plate snacks for all of your needing some stickers. I'm very curious to see what Jake's gonna do with all those plate snack home gym stickers that literal dozens of crew have sent in. Like I see my my affiliate thing go off every now and then. So I know at least some of you are using it over there at Plate Snacks Home Gym Con. That's literally 2 weeks from now, I think. So if you're literally within a couple hour drive of Louisville and you know what a gym is, come hang out with us at Home Gym Con. Tanner will be there with Big Minnie on the camera, and at least a dozen crew I think know have confirmed they're going to be there. One of them being Belt Fed Strength, Big Chris and Big Randy over there. We have a little code with them. If you use unpaid there in your crew, they'll hook you up with a few percent off and help you out. Ashton at Freedom Fitness Equipment, who will also be at Home Gym Con, and Big Grant, who's somewhere currently in
Japan.
whatever ocean is, yeah, on that side of the country, on a boat. The OK Podcast, we miss you. Come back, Cousin Podcast. But Code Unpaid will save you some money on their apparel. And that is it for affiliates. Save yourself some money, save us some, get us a little closer to Blur Blur Speedboat. And yeah, big Jennilee, one more time. Where are they going to find you out on Instagram?
Jennilee.Phillips.
Awesome. And you want to spell that for everybody one more time, please?
JENNILEE.PHILLIPS.
Love it. Love it. And Big Joey, where you at, buddy?
Joey_Malesko. I'm LECZKO. That's it. Just Instagram.
Perfect. We have Instagram, Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, website, unpaidinternpodcast.com. Go race somebody for the first comment. Carp did not win this past week. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, but I saw you. I see you in there. I'm Keith Honeycutt73. Go follow me on Instagram. And more importantly, check out my Orange Gym, the No Wine Cellar. Until then, we'll see you next Tuesday. Will you say your name for me so I don't butcher it? Will you say it like
I was going to
times?
make you try and say it first.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
so
no. I want it. Let's do that in the
So like,
podcast.
yeah.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that
Oh,
like,
okay.
in the podcast.
Yeah.
Jennilee.
No, you ruined it. No. I wanted to do it like we both try and say it on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
What did you
all
think
good.
it was, Keith?
Well, for the longest time, I thought it was like just Jennilee, like just the normal, not the normal, the common name that I've like knew multiple people having, Jennilee. Like I guess that's very close, but yours is more. There's like almost two words of Jenna and then like a hardly, or am I off?
Hardly.
Hardly do I hardly have it right? Like,
Hardly working.
I feel like you said it exactly right.
Yeah, Jennilee. That's what I've always said it as.
I don't know. I remember the one time it was really threw me off because when Tanner said it, he almost had like a Paul, like he said
Jenny
like,
Lee.
yeah,
He
Jennilee
might not
maybe,
even have it right.
That's
Yeah.
possible.
And I don't correct anyone. So if he
Who are you, big Anthony over here? Just not correcting people.
exactly.
You guys are too nice. You don't correct people, they'll literally call you the wrong name your whole life.
Hong Kong.